My name is Pearl. I was born in 1973 in Burma and belong to the minority Karen people. I lived in a small village with my parents and a brother and sister. My family and I, as part of the Karen people, suffered years of persecution under the Burmese government, who often attacked and burned down whole villages. We were so afraid of being attacked, our children had never been outside the village. In the early 90s, I started working as a teacher, which I enjoyed very much. But in 1995, without any warning, our village was attacked. It was terrifying. People were screaming and running in all directions. We just picked up everything we could lay our hands on and ran. We ran through the forest and eventually reached Thailand. We stayed in small tents that we put up ourselves in a refugee camp, which was crowded, and soon disease started to spread. A few months later, the Burmese soldiers crossed the Thai border and burned down the entire camp. We managed to escape and found sanctuary in a village a day's walk from the camp. Life in the village was better, but the rules were strict. It was for Karen people only, and there was a fence around it. We were not allowed to leave. I stayed there for 12 years. I had 2 children there, but my marriage unfortunately didn't work out. We received food once a month from the UN High Commissioner for Refugees, and I was lucky to eventually get a job with an aid agency. The job involved educating people in the village on how to look after their health and prevent the spreading of diseases like diarrhea and malaria, which were rife in these conditions. We were told about the UN resettlement scheme, which helps refugees leave camps and move to a country where they can be completely free. I put mine and my daughter's names down. We were told that a group of us will be going to England. I was excited, scared, happy, and also sad that we were going to be so far away from our homeland. You have to think about what's best for your children, and I didn't want mine to live like prisoners all their lives. The camp workers showed us pictures of big buses, planes, and brick houses, which we didn't even know existed in the world we lived in. There was so much to take in, and some people even worried that they may not be able to breathe in those houses. That's how far removed our lives it looked. We arrived in the UK in the middle of winter. Refugee action workers took us to Manchester, our future home, and showed us around the flat and explained how everything worked. We sat on the sofa for the first time in our lives and tried to imagine how our futures would look from then on. Refugee action workers then showed us where shops were, explained how to take the bus and pay the bills. They also encouraged us to do things by ourselves so that we were able to adapt to our new lives as soon as possible. That was 4 years ago. My children are now settled in a school and speak perfect English. I volunteer as an assistant teacher and would love one day to become a teacher. My favourite thing about Manchester is the people. They are kind and friendly. It is a wonderful feeling to be able to move freely. I tell that to my children every day.